Where have you been, you might well ask? Well, we've been very, very busy. It's that summer season, the weather got hot, and lots of people have been coming to stay in the Gites. We've been very busy in the garden. Tony's been very busy helping out lots of people with various different projects. So I'm afraid you didn't see a video for the last couple of weeks or so. Very sorry about that, but sometimes there's too much going on. Anyway, I'll show you a few clips of what we've been up to, and we've had family visits and friends, so I'll show you some clips about where we've been. That will be in a future video. So for now, I'll just give you a few clips of what we've been up to, and there'll be another video along shortly of where we've been with the family and what else we've been up to. And of course I'll give you updates on where we are with the DIY. We've been extremely busy. I've had a very busy season so far with the Gites, so it's been constant coming and goings and changeovers and lots of laundry and cleaning. I don't know if you've all seen the Gites, so while they're empty at the moment, I'll give you a quick tour. Obviously the beds are not made up, so I've stripped them all off and done the laundry, ready to clean it for the next guests. We do have some more bookings, but we have got a small break in between. We're taking a couple of days off to go and visit some of our friends, but I'll tell you about that in another video. I still have some laundry. It is dry now. I do have some laundry in here because I ran out of space on the washing line and it was spitting with rain. A little bit of tidying up to do in here. That's the bathroom over there. Then we have the lobby that goes through to the other Gite. I'll take you through the other door though. And we also have the other Gite unicorn suite, which is up the top there. That's been rented as well. Not quite so much as these family Gites are very popular, but we have been very busy. I'll show you this one again. Obviously the beds are not made up. I've stripped it off. In this one we've got the Jack and Jill bathroom with the shower. And the other doorway goes into the lounge kitchen area. Again, I've got linens drying in here. So yeah, not quite as tidy as it would normally be when people arrive, but you get to see it in progress. Obviously, I use the washing machines in the Gites as well when they're not occupied to do the laundry for the Gites. So I can have 3 washing machines going at once, which I quite often do. I've had lots and lots of laundry. This is just a small part of it, waiting to be folded, ironed and stored away again. So this one's still got to be cleaned. And I've done all the laundry, which then all has to be ironed, of course. All the bed linens, tea towels, towels, I've still got to strip the mattress cover and the pillowcase covers off and do those. Anyway, also been busy in the garden. After all that rain we had earlier in the year, the weather suddenly got really hot, and it's been extremely hot, which is lovely. We'd have at least had some sort of a summer. We had a few storms, and there was a particular storm where the boys at the Chateau de Clom, unfortunately, they got flooded. We didn't know this at the time, but we stood out in this garden looking towards the church up there and watched a spectacular storm. And we actually thought it was amazing fun. The family were here, the children were here, which is another reason there's been no videos, because we've been on outings and things, and I'll show you that in a couple of videos coming up. But yeah, here's just a little bit of the storm. At the time we were laughing and joking and having fun, but we didn't know the boys were being flooded at the time.
That's phenomenal.
Oh!
Brilliant.
Daylight.
Oh, hear the rumbles.
Yep, I'm guessing church first.
It's coming. That's pretty spectacular.
I love the thunder though, it helps you sleep.
What a nice end to the evening. You're up, brave. We thought we had passed us by, but I think it's just coming.
That's spectacular.
No, we promised you a paddling pool.
I should have got my bath tomorrow.
This is the cheapest version of the paddling pool we can find. It's like party time. Hello, darling.
Hello. Recording me go running over.
Wow.
Can you record me running over? Nan, can you record?
Did I record you running over? What, through all the puddles?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Go!
Go! There she goes through all the puddles. Whee! Whee! She's already completely soaked.
Yeah.
But it's still warm. That's the trouble. It's cooled off a lot, but it's not cold. It's not cold, is it?
I'm running back over there.
It's just fun. Go on then. Go, Anthony, Tony. There we go. That's really close. We're all soaked, but we don't care. It's just lovely. Oh, and some of you very observant people may have noticed there's an addition to my garden. You've made a form out of wood,
Yes.
like a semicircular. Wow! That's pretty cool, isn't it? You decided not to use the middle bit,
Middle bit.
the cross bit.
Well, that's over there.
Where? Oh yeah. Over there.
Do you like that better?
I think I do actually. We've got an S-shaped thing there. These are all things that we're reusing. Oh, what else have you got? Have you got bits that you've trimmed off of things? Oh, secret things as Tone got stashed away in the corner. Gives you something to do, doesn't it, Tone?
Yes, it does.
Of course it does, as if he hasn't got enough to do. Oh, it looks amazing. It looks huge.
Yeah.
And we didn't go for the coronet. Well, we didn't have a coronet, but Tony made me this archway. things have been growing very quickly. Unfortunately, that includes the weeds. So I've been struggling to keep on top of the weeds and keep on top of watering everything. But my garden has been very productive. I've actually been keeping a tally of everything that I've harvested from the garden, and as you can see, there's still plenty of things to come. When I say I keep a tally, this is how I've done it. I've used my kitchen window and I've used the chalk pen, which obviously I can rub out. And what I firstly did was keep a tally of everything that I started harvesting this year, earlier in the year. And once I'd covered my expenses, which I initially allowed myself to spend €100 this season, I actually came in about 110 with seeds, compost, some extra pots for potatoes, a few plants from the nursery, things like that. I've already covered that, so that's been wiped off of the window. Then on top of that, Tony and I calculated that there was perhaps an extra €50 a year on water costs for watering from the tap. I don't do it very often, but sometimes I have to use the sprinkler. So we've allowed another €50, which has already been covered by previous harvests. And this tally that you're looking at the moment is my more recent one, which is purely profit. And I've already reached €48 worth of profit. And this is based on the lowest supermarket prices when things are in season. This is not for bio vegetables, which obviously you pay a premium for, which mine are. There's no chemicals used in my garden. But anyway, so that's what I've based it on. So as you can see, I'm already well into profit of €48. And there's a lot more to come. And there's all the winter vegetables to come as well. So I shall carry on keeping a tally. And I'll update you a bit further into the season of where we've got to. There's things hiding in the undergrowth here. Future pumpkins. They're going to be tasty. And I'm sorry if it looks a bit of a jungle, but I have been out here working, I can assure you, in between doing the Gites and other things. But the weeds are just, because of all the rain we had, the weeds are just taken over the gravel. But I've had to live with that. I've tried to keep the weeds down in the beds, which I have managed to an extent. As you can see, I've been harvesting lots of veggies, lots of lovely courgettes. I'm having to get very creative with courgettes because I'm getting so many of them at the moment. And these ones, I've salted them for a little while and then rinsed them. And I'm frying them in the pan and I'm going to turn them into an omelette for Tony's breakfast, along with a few other ingredients. I've turned them over and I've just added a few red onions into the mix. Tony likes quite strong flavours because he doesn't taste a lot. Since he had COVID, his taste buds have never been the same. So he likes a strong flavour, so I do spice his food up a bit. Well, I've turned it down and I've got a few more ingredients I'm going to add. So this is obviously a homegrown courgette. The red onion is not homegrown. I've got homegrown tomatoes going in and homegrown basil, and then going to throw in the egg and milk mixture, spiced up with a little bit of hot sauce and a little bit of cheese. Sprinkling it with a little bit of homegrown basil, another quite strong flavour that Tony loves. I'll let that cook through. And then I'm going to pop it under the grill to brown the top off. I'm going to put a little bit more cheese on the top. So it's pretty much cooked underneath, still a little bit wet on the top, time for it to go under the grill. Finished. And a nice piece of crusty French bread on the side. Tony's really going to enjoy this. I have lots of tomatoes producing. Seem to be all small ones this year. Some of the other ones didn't come to much, but the smaller tomatoes seems to have done well. There's also cucumber plants in there as well. I've harvested lots of cucumbers. I've harvested lots of salad leaves, especially from in the greenhouse there. There's peppers, there's chilies. I've harvested tomatoes in there, although not so many. Physalis, raspberries and strawberries. So one thing I have been doing is we have an awful lot of fruit. Yeah, I've been picking it from the garden and freezing it in batches and adding to it. This is all strawberries and raspberries, and then this is all mixed fruit. I've actually in the garden I've had blackberries, plums, a small plum tree, blueberries, blackcurrants, gooseberries. I didn't have a huge amount on any of those, so I've frozen them all in small mixed batches. There's also raspberries, plums, I have some grapes and even some apples. So there's about 10 different mixed fruits going into this huge pot of jam here. Now, this is plum syrup. I've already bottled some plums for pie fillings or for crumbles, and because it's plums they make an awful lot of juice. So I had a lot of the plum syrup left over, which is what I'm using as a base to start my mixed fruit jam. I have scrubbed all the jars. They're in the oven heating up to just over 100. And this is what we do in the UK. We don't do the canning. I shall boil up all the lids and they will reseal themselves with the little poppers. But if they don't, any that don't will get put in the fridge and used up first. So yeah, this is just one of the things we've been up to. And for a small garden, I have an awful lot of fruit, and we've eaten some as well. Right, it's time to get this in the jars. It's looking really good. It smells good, and I have tasted it as I've tasted it for a set. So I'm going to get it all in the jars now. There's quite a lot of it. Then I've got a couple of other ones to make. So this is my plum chutney. This I have made with plums, onions. I have put a few courgettes in here. Mostly plums and onions, a few sultanas, sugar, vinegar, and some lovely spices. This is actually very spicy plum chutney, but Tony loves things really spicy. I like things spicy too. And this is going to be amazing with cheese or cold meats. Oh, steam the camera up. But yeah, another batch done. So now I've made various different jams. I've made plum chutney. I've pickled cucumbers or gherkins, as you would make dill pickles without dill, because I'm not keen on that, but I've made it with other things. Oh, I'll show you when I've finished all the things that I've made. I've made some Mirabelle jam with some other plums, golden plums that was given to me by a neighbour. This is made with plums, the wild red plums, given to me by Patrick and Stuarts. The purple plums I have bottled and turned that into plums in syrup, ready for pie fillings. And I've made various other jams from all the fruits I've picked in the garden. There's going to be a lot of stuff stocked in my pantry. I'm going to go on. It's ready now. Just let it cool down a little bit, because it has got some little chunks in it. I like it like that. So I'll let it cool down a little bit before I put it in the jars, so that all the chunks don't go to the top. I'll give that 10 minutes. Seed, this is lettuce, which I will collect seed off of. I'm saving a lot of seed this year. I've already saved seed from the sweet peas, which unfortunately have come almost to an end now. As you can see, I've got lots of bean plants on the arches. They keep giving and giving. I have lots of frozen beans prepared in the freezer, and we've eaten a lot as well. I have carrots. I have leeks growing over there. This is still being left to go to seed, this bed here. These are leeks and quite a lot of weeds. More runner beans and a lot more squash plants that are growing in between everything else. I think this one is little patty pan. Haven't formed any fruits yet. If you can see the shape there. These are little patty pans. Let's hope they form some fruits soon. There's obviously all my herbs are doing really well. I have more leeks over there in the back of in the front of the asparagus bed. And I have a lot more squash, various different squash plants. That's another round courgette. That's a stripy one over there. I'm not quite sure what these others are. And then I've replanted some more mange 2 peas. So I'm getting another batch of those now. I had a lot of those in the spring. But it's all doing really well. It just looks a bit of a jungle. Obviously, the fruit trees are doing well. Oh, look at my apples over there. So we've been keeping busy out here. Tony's been keeping busy on top of the garden, although it does need another cut at the moment. We have more carrots. These are parsnips here. We have more carrots. We have more leeks. Those are fruit bushes. We're making lots of preserves. I was given some golden Mirabelle plums by a neighbour, which I've turned into jam. And I was given some lovely purple plums by Patrick and Stuarts, which I've turned into some jars of plums in syrup to make pies or crumbles from. I grew a lot of my own fruits as well, and I've made a lot of mixed fruit jam. And this has got up to 10 different fruits. It's got some apples, raspberries, strawberries, blackcurrants, gooseberries, blueberries, physalis. Anyway, all fruits that have been grown in the garden. I also had some strawberry jam with my homegrown strawberries from the garden. Add some raspberry jam, homegrown raspberries. I've strained this one because not everyone likes the seeds. It's absolutely delicious. We've already tried it. We've also grown a lot of cucumbers in the garden, so I've made pickled cucumbers or pickled gherkins, dill pickles, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, I'm sure they'll be delicious. I also was given some plums by Patrick and Stuart from their wild red plum tree, cherry plums, and I've turned this into a spicy plum chutney, and it's really hot and spicy. It's tastes a little bit like a mango chutney, and it's absolutely delicious. And I made quite a few jars of this, and I've already given some away. So as you can see, I've been pretty busy preserving things, and I've still got quite a lot to do. I still want to make some piccalilli, which is a sweet mustard pickle, with some of the more of the courgettes and some cucumbers. And there's still more fruit to come. I've still got more apples. I might preserve some apples for pie fillings. We'll wait and see what else comes along. I'm running out of jars though. The nasturtiums have done very well. We've eaten a lot of those as salad leaves. Here we have more tomatoes. It's a bit of a food forest out here, isn't it? And there are some pepper plants in there. Oh, let's just give you a... Oh, obviously I have the huge grapevine, of which I've already picked quite a lot of grapes. There are quite a lot more to be picked, but I'm not sure how to preserve those. I think I might make a grape jelly. I need to find a recipe. But yeah, there's still loads of those to be picked. And let's have a quick peek in here. I've lots of herbs like fresh basil. We've used a lot of that. I have fresh rocket, and these are cut and come again greens. They're a bit safer in here because they don't get eaten quite so much. This, I'm hoping, is my first time trying to grow sweet potatoes. I have one outside in a bucket, and I have one in here which is doing really well. It's taking over the greenhouse. And then of course I've had cucumber plants. I have melon plants, but they're a little bit spindly. Although they are still producing some little baby melons, but they don't get so easily fertilised in here because obviously there's not quite so many insects. Although I do try, I go around with a feather every once in a while. As you can see, there's some cherry tomatoes. I've picked quite a few of those in here. There's a few bigger tomatoes on that one, but they didn't do very well this year, the tomatoes. There's some Swiss chard. In this one we have a tomato plant which seeded itself, and that's fresh spinach. And over here we have some yet again some more basil. Do love my basil. And we have these beautiful chili peppers. And I've just picked most of the big peppers, but these are normal, what we call sweet peppers. So there, you can see what I've been picking and eating and preserving. Tony's also been busy. He's not in his workshop at the moment, but he's also been busy helping out with a lot of projects for other people. He's helped out with a few bits at the Chateau de Clom. He's helped our friend out, or friends, putting up some bifold window doors. Anyway, he's helped quite a few people out with quite a few projects, as well as carrying on with his own projects. Wow! Hey!
Does it close? Does it close? It will do.
So it bifolds that way?
Yeah, in, because obviously in France you have shutters, so...
Yeah. So it bifolds inwards so that the shutters can go on the outside. Yeah. So you're getting the glass in now, or is John doing that?
Oh, yes.
Alan's keys.
Oh, is it out there, Josh?
But I need to keep them with each window.
Right,
Oh, so this is the blinds.
Right, are you happy with it, darling?
oh, yeah.
It's lovely, yeah.
I really like. I think it's really fresh in here.
So is it same colour on the outside, or is it
I
white?
don't know, I think so. Yeah. Tony will tell you.
That's blue on the outside.
Blue?
Sky blue.
Yeah.
Stupid boys.
No way.
I know.
Careful, Jane.
No, it is exactly the same colour. But the glass is sort of tinted, is it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it like a...
Yeah, it's like it looks like it's tinted.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty bloody.
They're only guaranteed for 3 times up and down, you know that?
3 times up and down, that's your lot.
These things in jest, John.
That's good though.
And do the twiddly bit.
The twiddly bit. Hey! Brilliant.
What do you think?
Very clever.
Do you like the colour?
Yeah,
Yeah.
love the colour.
Come on.
We like
darling.
Do
that.
you like it?
Yeah.
I do.
I do.
You've waited a long time for this.
You've
waited a long
I was
time.
a bit concerned that the colour was going to be like lurid.
Yeah,
Tony's having a well-earned beer because we're about to leave John to put in the glass in. He says he can do that. He needs to go and buy some packers.
Yeah, no, I
So
can't
John's
believe it was
going to
that
finish it off himself. But yeah, wow. Right, I expect to see it all finished next time I'm here.
Which is otherwise.
In full working order.
Today, really.
I'll be off at
There's a big thunderstorm forecast, which is why John's trying to get these in now. We're hoping it doesn't hit us, but it could be some big hailstones and even forecast a tornado. We're hoping it passes us by.
also.